can't see a thing.
Hey there, guys and gals. Hope everybody's having a great day today. It's a beautiful day outside, and I hope you're outside enjoying it. All right, let's talk about something, a division real quick that's in IDPA that's taken off like wildfire, and that's Carry Optic. Carry Optic is a fairly new division, and Carry Optic, if you're an older shooter or you're a shooter that wants to get really fast, Carry Optics is probably where you want to be, and that would explain why it's taken off like it has. There's been some revisions to it, so let's talk about that. The very first thing, so if you're trying to figure out the logistics and the rules for Carry Optic, you're going to find that in your 2023 IDPA rulebook, which you can pull that down from the IDPA website. And what we're looking at here is 8.2. So 8.2, specifically 8.2.7, is going to refer you in here, it's going to refer you to the appendix, which then breaks down the specifics for the equipment that we're talking about, which is Carry Optic. And so when we look here, 8.A7, which is here, which again, in your IDP website for your 2023, you're going to find that here. And it lists some of the details. The real takeaway to this is Carry Optics follows my other favorite division, which is ESP. So when you look at the details for ESP, that's pretty much what you can do here for Carry Optics, with the caveat of being able to run a passive and an active type system. So your passive systems are going to be your optic on the gun, which is obviously your Carry Optic, and then your active system, which is probably going to be mounted on your rail here, which is going to be more of a laser type application, all right? And you can run that on these guns. The other revision to the recent revision to Carry Optics, which really makes this favorable, is porting. And that porting needs to take place on the barrel itself. You cannot have an added port on the gun. And again, if you go to your 2023 rules, you'll be able to find the details for that. All right. So what is Carry Optic? Where does it start at? Carry Optic, again, falls under a lot of the same rules as, almost all the same rules as ESP. It has a minimum caliber of 9mm. It needs to make a power factor of 125. It's a 10+1 division, so that's your division capacity. Your max weight for Carry Optics is 45 ounces, as opposed to ESP, which is 43. So they give you 2 extra ounces for the addition of the optic. Let's do some breakdowns of the gun. All right, Carry Optics. So if you got a firearm, you're looking to put a firearm together and get into this beautiful class of Carry Optics, what is that going to look like for the different firearms that you have? So I've got 2 vastly different firearms here to be able to talk about those, and one, which I showed you earlier, is my 34. This, by far, in terms of weight, is probably one of the lightest guns that you'll be able to make up and stay well within that 45-ounce weight limitation, and then your size. So what can you do on these? You can actually do a lot. So when you look at ESP, there's a lot of things that you can get away with in terms of performance characteristics to the gun. One of them, obviously, your magwell. And then, obviously, now with the revision to Carry Optics, is the porting of the barrel, which is going to calm your muzzle rise and your muzzle flip substantially. And then, of course, adding the optic. So how does that look in terms of sizing? So a few of the things that you're going to need sizing and weight-wise, you're going to need one of these, which you can get from the IDPA website. And I'll hold this up here so you guys can freeze it if you want to. And you could actually make your own boxes, and the dimensions are here on the sides. So you can see what those are. And then these 2 dimensions here, whoops, where's my finger? There it is. These 2 dimensions here are the width of the gun. So this is the size of the box here, across here. All right. This is the size of the firearm that we're talking about. And then again, the thickness of it, or the profile. All right, what's that look like? All right, sizing profile for Carry Optic. So when you go to Chrono, that's where this is really going to play into, and you can find the specifics for Chrono in the 2023 match admin rules under M7 and M8, and that's going to kind of detail what your expectations are for Chrono. All right, but for you, getting your gun sized up in the garage when you start adding your parts and pieces to make it all pretty and fancy is you want to maintain your profile within the box here. And then another thing that they did for the box for Carry Optic is they opened up the top of the box, which is going to be this upper section here, and they open that up to make to free it up for the optic. So there really isn't a height restriction to your optic. You could run a really high optic. I wouldn't recommend that, but you could run a really high optic, and some of the adapters that come with different guns do kind of kick it up a little bit. And that's why they open up the top of that box in Chrono, so it gives you that room. So really what they're measuring from is this point here, back here, here, and across the bottom, which you will need your mag for to measure this across here, okay? So make sure that you have the mag that you're running for your match with you, and when you go to Chrono, they're going to ask you for that. And when they size it in the box, that's what's going to be on there, okay? So that's the basics for the Glock. The 1911, which is what this is. Now, when you start getting into the weight, this is Porky. This is an all-metal frame. Your CZ-75s, your Shadows, stuff like that, they start getting into this weight class, and they really start getting close to that 45-ounce weight limit. Now, this one in particular, this one weighs at 41.4 ounces. What are you going to need to weigh it? Again, that weight is with the mag in the firearm. So you're going to weigh this with the mag in it, okay? And no ammo in the gun, no ammo in the mag, and that's going to get you your total weight. What do you need for that weight? You're going to need a basic scale like this guy. And this is very basic. This is pretty much what most of the chronos are going to have. They do run a calibration on there, so if you've got a specific weight that you know is accurate, check your calibration on your scale. These are somewhat accurate, but it'll get you in the ballpark, all right? And so that's the basics for Carry Optics. Carry Optics is a really fun class. It's my favorite class now. Obviously, you can see I'm a little visually challenged, so having that passive optic on the gun, it's just a game changer. It just makes it fun and keeps you in the sport. And that's what this is all about. So safety first, folks. Hope this helps you guys. Have fun.